Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that it's that year of the time again. Wait, what? Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not right. Um, is the time of the year? Not even a year, like maybe the week. Yeah, is it the time of the week again? Um, back in Trainz, doing Central Europe. It took some time getting at least a considerable amount of content back after reinstalling everything. And that basically means I've went from like, I don't know, hold on. Yeah, I've gone from like 700 gigabytes of content to like 100, 150. So yeah, I've lost a lot of awesome stuff, but eh, whatever. Stuff simply happens. And yeah, I guess getting a new fresh start on the installed content is a good idea. Do I have to admit that I haven't really played around with the settings that much. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to fix the frame rate a little bit. Chat is working? Chat is working. Okay, good. So, we are back in Central Europe 2.0. I think last time, like a month ago or something, I've worked on this a little. Yeah. Okay. See where I am now a little bit. So first things first that I actually need to get on is the maps, which I can use to build stuff. I wonder, this could be. This one has topography lines on it. Okay. For this. Okay, that one doesn't work really. Let's just use this, I guess. And also this. Yep, this is gonna be good. But this allows me to see the hills better. Yeah. Hello Kango, hello Sherdice. Hello, how's Setpo? What do you mean Setpo? What's that mean? Okay, so what I suppose I could start is getting the other side of the mountains finished. Or at least touched up on. Basically starts climbing directly from like the tracks as well, so I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Definitely climbing, but not a lot. Bit of a inside area there. Okay, it's definitely not climbing a lot at the start, but it seems to get a lot steeper eventually. Maybe not kind of equal. I'm just gonna try and make it like that. As for this, right, so after the tracks cross the river, there's a bigger area, what I presume is some kind of industrial area. Down until the curve down there. That's where the river comes back in as well. Alongside the river, there's a bit of a flat plain, and then it starts to climb again. So, what I think would be good is to actually make that river in place as well. Central Europe 2.0. Oh. That's amazing. Central Europe, the provocative Olympics. Provocative, eh? Alright, Dad. How have you been, Slovak? Yeah, I've been nice. Today is quite nice weather. Finally, I don't feel like burning to death, you know. Been wonderful, around 22, 22, like 25 degrees. It's very nice. And quite windy as well. So yeah, definitely better. Well, anyways, what I was doing. River. So, across the river. It was kind of straight after that. How is the orientation of the river? It's like this way, right? Yeah. Yeah, the bridge is definitely not gonna be happy about this, but that's something that can be easily fixed afterwards. But I have absolutely no idea how high should I aim this for. So let's see here. Hmm, 41. I'm aiming at 41. This is close to the 41 as I can get. Okay, like this. That's relatively good. Now then, river goes out this way. And then it does a bit of a sharper turn, but do it like this here. And it goes completely straight. Looking at this, this is okay, so there's definitely power lines through here. Oh man, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I'm just making this out of like, how would you say it? Eyeballing it? Yeah, I'm just eyeballing this river right now. Need to lower this part a bit more. Which means I need to align this again to 41 meters. Wonderful. That's done. Not exactly 100% straight, but it's straight enough. The thing is, the tracks here go down. Or up? Hold on. I think they should go down. That's the flow of the river, right? Yeah. Okay. That's the flow of the river. Now, if anyone could remind me what height I was aiming for last time, I think it was like 33 meters or 36, I'm not sure. So yeah. I'll see how that works out. But yeah, I do need to keep in mind that the tracks are getting lower over here, along with the entire terrain. The thing is, the river is basically right alongside the tracks this entire time. But one more thing that's like bugging me is that before I continue the river out this way, I need to bring in the hills on this side. Because otherwise I'm gonna have an absolutely terrible time trying to make the terrain over here. I'm just gonna level this up a little bit so that I can prevent some unwanted visuals. Actually, let me read the chat here as well. Same here, quite cloudy. We have mild cloudage here. Oh yes, I remember. This bridge. Governland is now following. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ahoy, hello. Although I suppose prerogative Olympics does make sense when you consider that in antiquity they were originally performed in the buff. Yes, I put it that way to avoid potential rewards. Fair enough. Oh yeah, this be true. I wasn't really my intention, but true. It's been months, I'm sorry, I don't remember. You did want to add super elevation though. Yeah, later on. Maybe you should house for buildings. Oh, you have no idea what I'm gonna use for buildings. But those are usually not good anymore, actually. I think I remember you saying last time you wanted to add narrow gauge line in the mountains. Go home. So here, that's that bit of a more plain area there. So the thing with this is that it just gets higher and higher and higher and higher, and I don't like that. Breaking news: Eagle does not like mountains. They make your life a living hell in this game. Either way, one thing that I've been thinking about trying to accomplish in Trainz is to create an effect of distant mountains while not having them be distant at all. It's quite simple concept. You could say that it's quite easy to make, but if you're trying to replicate something, it might not be as easy. Thankfully, this is half fictional, so if I just get like the general area right, then I'm happy. I'm gonna say that's like the top of the hill there. Smooth out the top a little bit further. But I'm not gonna bother making the other side. Or am I? Maybe not completely. Basically, the effect that I want to achieve, if you like zoom out here, you can see that it just keeps going higher and higher, and higher and higher and higher and higher, right? Because it's the mountain part of Slovakia. And so, what I would rather do is not have to deal with basically just going up and up and up, but so to say, fake it, kinda. On the other hand, this area is... okay, no, this is not gonna work out here. Because of the way the mountains are oriented here, I actually just do need to go up and up and up continuously. I cannot spread it out because if you look at this, the mountain range essentially, like the tracks just go around it, right? And basically you're not getting the valleys to go parallel with the tracks, but you have them more like coming towards the tracks. And therefore you will always be able to see the terrain just going higher and higher and higher. That's the problem of the river valleys here, so yeah. Like house too. I'm home. Joke's on you. No, I think the joke's in the mountains. Breaking news flash, eh? Hello, hello Yanni. Also, MVR update video will be released very soon later today, but you already know most of the stuff. Yep, but I'm still gonna check it out. Mountain chains, they make your life a living mountainscape. Yes. Which half is fictional? The top or the bottom? You choose. I didn't even touch Trainz for a while. Just the mountain peaks. Don't worry. Neither has Eagle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. Been ages. It's really been ages. This is a bit of a flatter area. I use... gonna make it like this. Let's see. Then we have that little like flat area there. Then over on this turn, that's gonna be more fun. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, it doesn't narrow down over here? No. Stays relatively the same width, but the position of the river changes. Not alongside the tracks over here. Up until like this turn. Okay, this is way too low now, I think. Then over here, kind of splits off out like this and takes a wider approach like that. But the width stays the same. It's something like this. I have absolutely no idea why I'm replicating it like this, like down to this kind of scale. But yeah, the problem is I don't really have that much space to work with. Simply because it's not gonna be one-to-one scale. I believe the scale that we set with others is 1:8, if I remember correctly. And the two cities that I'm trying to connect right now are 30 kilometers apart. I think it was 30? Hold on. I forgot a lot, actually, from like... how to use this. Okay, 25 kilometers. 23 actually. Okay, so... yeah, like what's 23 divided by 8? That's 2 kilometers, that's bullshit, yeah. Wait, that's bullshit. What did I just fucking calculate? Am I stupid? Oh, it's 23 kilometers, right? If 1 kilometer represents 80 kilometers, so okay, so 23 divided by 8. Okay, it's 3 kilometers. Okay, no. That's not gonna work out with the scale in this area. Or is it? Is not. So yeah, I'm unable to actually keep the scale. But hey, that doesn't matter. I think actually think that not having it in one scale is the better option. Okay, I'm just gonna go full fictional on the terrain over here now, because I'm wasting way too much time trying to remake the hills when I don't need to. The effect is gonna be the same, it's just, you know, there's gonna be hills here, there's gonna be a river in the middle, and everything is gonna be full of trees, so you really don't need to get the shape of the mountains correct at all to represent the area. But if I were to represent the terrain, I might have just gone for a DEM, but I don't want to do that. Because you cannot scale them. And I don't feel like building 300 or maybe 400 kilometers worth of rail line. So what I think what I'm gonna do is that slow speed sections like this one are simply gonna be just slightly stretched compared to... well, actually, like they're gonna be shorter, but the higher speed sections they're gonna be a bit longer in comparison. I think that's gonna create a better effect. Of distance traveled. But I will still have to find like a good median in them for the scenarios that will have. Because what I plan on with the scenarios here is to actually use the time scale as well. You know, changing the time scale constantly is not like very pleasant, and I would imagine it is not very nice experience when you're playing the scenario as well. Suddenly, you know, you get used to the time going twice as fast and suddenly it goes 6 times as fast, you know. So I'll have to find some kind of median in the scale as well. Something that will make you suspicious, but you will shrug it off. That kind of median. Okay, here we have this. And I actually think that I could pull off one of the things that I wanted to make here. Let's see here. Base it off of this height. Not really gonna be seeing this backside of the hills here. Unless you fly around, which is not intended. But I can totally get away with doing this. Creating basically like a second backdrop mountain. Behind the first one. Kind of make them feel more distant than they really are. And then maybe populate them with some smaller trees as well to represent that, hey, there's some kind of distance between them. But it's also gonna give a better visual effect. You'll just see the two peaks over here just popping out from the trees. You know, something like the Alps and other mountains do in Euro Truck. But this basically artificially rises the horizon for you, basically. So if you were to look from down here, which means, well, you can barely see the top of the other mountain, but basically that means I can easily set the next height with this one in the back over here. I'm just gonna make that column. You look, if you were to drive down here with the cab, from the cab view, you wouldn't see it. You can get a little bit of a glimpse of it, but that's it. So that's very nice on making or giving you the ability to make fake mountains. Of course, you then need to take into account all of the other surrounding mountains as well when doing this. Because essentially you want the first mountain to be tall enough to hide the transition into the distant mountains from all directions around them. Because you don't want to see this ugly, you know, drop. I'm gonna attempt to do something similar here as well. just to make it a bit better. But yeah, as I've said on the map before, you could see that the tracks basically go around this entire like mountain range. So I will essentially have to do this very carefully, mainly when I get to making the second range, like continuing the range on the one of the lines that go through here. But yeah, I can also make these guys steeper. Doing this looks very good. But we know that the mountains in this area are relatively high, relatively tall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the terrain even more. I'm gonna make the hills actual hills. Because if it's supposed to extend 600 meters above the tracks, you could get away with 300. But you need to make the hills be far enough away. Yeah, that works out. Oh yeah, this works out very well. Oh, yep, this is beautiful. Imagine if we added distance-based VC functionality to the multiple surveyor cameras. You need to fly over them to the other player to speak with them. I think that might make it feel more good game. Oh man, that would be very interesting indeed. But then you couldn't say hello, hey Svedar, come over here, where I am. He wouldn't hear you. You'd have to spot Svedar first. Save. Yeah. Okay. He forgot. Perhaps it would be good to place the baseboard of where the next city will go, so you then know how much space you have to get there. But hey, that doesn't matter. So speed sections like this one, me who's been building an American route. Ah yes, and also, I think Eagle is currently at about 6 to 8 CRH. Chat reads per hour. Ah yes. If you successfully get players to shrug off any imperfections or inaccuracies in your route, you did good. Anonymous. Anonymous, you say. May you place smaller trees on the background mountains to reinforce the optical illusion? Yes, I will, of course. That's basically what I've said earlier as well. Placing smaller trees on them, or maybe just like texture of trees, is gonna be enough to reinforce the illusion of them being more distant than they really are. Like in Euro Truck, for example, if you remember driving through Italy and these newer areas, they use like satellite or like from plane photographs of the ground, with all the roads and stuff, and then populate it with trees and buildings. If you were to place your truck next to those trees and buildings, you would find that your truck is as big as a house, if not bigger in many occasions. Right, I don't like this. And that's basically what I would like to replicate here as well. Okay, that's good. Let's continue with it. I'm gonna take the plateau tool and extend the letter area a bit further out so that I have it easier when making the river in the end. And so that I have it easier to make all the mountains as well. But I think I remember where this is supposed to be. This one. Podshadnica. This is a bigger station here, so what I think I'm gonna do as a much better alternative. We are what, 3,800 meters from where? From the start here. Okay. So I did go actually 1-to-1 on this. That's bullshit. I hate myself. Why did I do that? But yeah, either way, what I think that I'm gonna do here now is instead of making the smaller station that was supposed to be here, I'm gonna make the tracks turn the way they're supposed to head for the bigger station that's right below the smaller one. And that's this one. So let's see here. It comes in a turn like that. Comes in an embankment? Definitely elevated on one side. It comes in this kind of turn. That's fun. Okay, so let's see here. The embankment for the entrance of the station starts roughly what? Try to hit like that, okay. Roughly 30 meters from that. Goes into a junction. Where does that split off though? Somewhere around here? Could be. Just back in there. Splits of 25 meters later. Or just back in like 85 meters later. Crossings like 52 meters from there. Followed by a junction in like 13 meters. Followed by platform start 118 meters. Station goes for a platform length of 260 meters. No, 255 with a crossing right after. Then proceeds to the end. I'm just gonna catch the junction. I think it's that? No, I'm gonna put it here. Over another junction from there. There. 20 meters later from there. So that's 1.7 kilometers. But we have heading as well on this. Oh man. Please expose it about your Minecraft ventures. The server is down. We are adding the create mode to the server. Or at least attempting to. But I haven't really played other than like a lot. I have not played a lot lately, so yeah. Right, so I'm gonna bring in the mountains in here. The thing is, I want to know. There is 159. So the heading is actually the same. Right? No, it's not. Track comes in at 153. Okay, so I think I can get away with that. Right? Yeah, I can. It's like nothing. So yeah, I'm just gonna make the bigger station over here. The sacrifices you have to make when making this are unfortunate, but understandable and needed. Turn title, Trainz 22. Yeah, I can get away with that, right? Yeah, I can. And you can't catch me. Trainz should let you set a custom default baseboard texture in his main menu, which it would take for each new route started and baseboard added. Trainz 22 does that, but is region based instead of like setting based. Like right now, for example, I'm using the grid region, but if I were to change into, I don't know, Central Europe region, and the new baseboard, it's grass. So yeah, it is region based. And if you were to start a new route, the region is obviously a default region, which also has a grass texture. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it's in Terra 19 SP5 too. Ah, okay. Yeah, as you may know, I don't have Terra 19 installed anymore, so I don't exactly know all the stuff that is there and isn't there at this point in time anymore. But yeah, one thing that I have to say is that getting rid of all the DLCs and stuff, like not having any of them installed right now and trying to download existing routes that you've made and I've made and stuff like that, and the amount of like missing and unknown content simply because they are part of the DLC or built in from the previous game just shows you how much you're still, not DLS friendly, even if every single content you take is from the DLS. There's still something that slips in. And it's gonna be the case with this one as well, the RS-22. When a new game comes out and stuff like that. But you can always try to minimize these kinds of issues. Future-proofing it, basically. And that's something I want to do with this route. Because I know it's gonna most likely take long time to complete. If ever. And so trying to make it future-proof is the best option. It would be nice if they release multiple versions of the gear texture, but if they let you choose the color, so you could have red instead of yellow. We'll switch to TR22 after MVR is done. All the DLC will be booted. Booted, I tell ya. Yep. No, this won't do at all. Now let's shoot this scene again, this time with conviction. And no birds, stars, you hear me? Stars! Tunes takes swing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that. Swig. So I recently found out that apparently Godot, the game engine, supports LAN. Huh. Sorry about that. Supports LAN and internet multiplayer out of the box. Okay, nice. So you're gonna be making a multiplayer game now, or what? Would be nice, I guess. Okay, so let's fill up this spaceport as well. Okay, that's good. I'll tell you this much, that's sparked some idea. Oh, no, okay. Oh no. I won't be making an MP game now, but it's something I'm thinking about. Okay. I had an idea for a turn-based, space-based board game-based virtual board game that might be fun. I have not thought it through yet. Was it Zatura? That could be fun, right? Hold on, was it called Zatura? Or Zentura? It's an older movie about two kids finding a game where they travel through space, but their house is moved through space through that game. Do you remember it? Zatura or Zetura with Z. Yeah, you remember it. Yeah. No, it's not Jumanji, no. No, Kenga, it's not Jumanji. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, Zatura. That's the one. This. I remember this. That's. You could make that, I guess. I remember their sister got cryofrost in her room. Yep. I remember that as well. It was a fun movie. With those lizard aliens as well that were attracted to heat. Very interesting movie and concept. But yeah, I guess that like came out No, it couldn't have come out around the same time as Jumanji. No, it definitely didn't, because this is a bit more modern. But I think there was like a board game movie craze back then as well. Like first time with Jumanji, then Zathura, I guess. Zathura was 2002. Okay, yeah, so it was newer than Jumanji. What was Jumanji like? Some like 80s, 90s, 1995. Okay, so yeah, good 7 year difference. I guess they used those 7 years to come up with an idea. Okay, so we have now reached the fun part. Supposedly there's 1 hour left of the stream. And I've just reached a station. Oh boy. Okay, so what's the altitude here? 38. I set the ground at 37. No, no, I cannot, because there is an embankment for that. So, 37 is too high. I think 35 could work. $34. Yes, seems good. Let's make a plateau in roughly the shape of the station. I have absolutely no idea where it's gonna be going, as I haven't measured it out yet. I just have a rough approximation. You could also use this empty area in the back here to make some distant mountains as well. That's also a possibility. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, the book that was published in 2002. Okay. Geometry Picture book was published in 1981. Okay. Next station is Embankment. Change here for sleepwear, swimwear, and formal wear. All change, please. Fun. You're funny. Now I want to make a British route where that's actual thing. Fuck you. Anyway, so this is a 159. Okay, so we will be starting from this point as after a junction, so I don't want to do that. Therefore, I'm gonna move this to like here. I want 95 meters. There we go. So 95 meters from here. The heading of 159. We have 95. Okay. 162 for 25 meters. we have what? 162. No, definitely not. That's like, yeah, 163 at 85 meters. 163 at 85. Followed by 16. What? Yeah, okay. 165 at 51, and that's gonna be the crossing there. 165, 51 meters. And put 167, 13 meters. There we go. Followed by, to the start of the platform, 120 meters at 167. Okay, but it's still turning, so... So getting the early 167, I'm gonna take the late 167. 167? Yeah, 167, okay. 118, 167. Okay. That way it's still turning, but still within 1 degree of change. Followed by, to the end of the platform, we have 255 meters at 172. 255 at 172. Two five five at 172. Good. 575 at 185. 575, 185. Okay. That's gonna be a turn. That's actually to the other junction there. Okay. Followed by 50 meters to get to the crossover. 193. 50 at 193. 75 at 196. 75. Followed by 20 meters at 197. And lastly, 95 meters at 200. 95 at 200, okay. Now just to get like the heading somewhat good, I'm gonna do 100 piece track at 203. 100 at 203. That's gonna be, of course, another measurement. Dobre, ďakujem, že vyrušuješ. Next up. Sorry, it was a complete distraction. Now I've completely lost my fucking focus. Where am I? 100 at 203. 100, 203. Okay. That marks the approximate position of the tracks now. Okay. There's a 38 meters. It's actually flat. So let's just gonna do 38.0. This. Could be an extension to London below ground? No, could call it the Thames and Wear line. Is London's river still called Thames or is it different? I haven't really thought of that, so no idea. Or Times, as in the herb. Yeah, as I said, I have no idea. I haven't thought of it. Anyways, and I forgot what section was supposed to be what. Okay, this is what, 95 meters long. So I'm guessing that's the junction. Yeah. Wait, where the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Actually, the rotational points might help a bit more thinking about it now. Oh god, I'm so not used to them rotating. This is the platform area, followed by the remainder of the station yard. Junction, that's gonna be straight, there's gonna be a junction here. Followed by a straight, followed by a junction. Followed by the final extension cord. This here just marks the crossing for me, so I don't need to take care of that. Oh man, what was the alignment that I was using? I completely forgot so much stuff. To the ties. The slipper. tightening that part out, tightening this part out, this part out, this one, that. Now that I can see the kind of wobbliness in the tracks, I can try to remedy that a little bit. I do think it makes it a bit more realistic if it's there. Just to show the imperfections. I think there's gonna be more than enough of that kind of stuff. Okay, that works quite well actually. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ah, anywhere. Uh, yes, there we go. This is what I wanted. Bit wobbly, and I like that. Just gonna add some kind of feeling to the route. Anyways, first it crosses over there, then it crosses over the other way. It does not. Oh. Like this, just gonna give it a better turn. I hate this. Yeah, no, I hate this. I cannot live with it not being smooth, honestly. First I see a junction like this. Then it goes the other track. Up to there. Thing is, this still needs to be in a turn. Just gonna align these guys closer together. Now, need is to force them to straighten out a little. So I'm just gonna do this. This will allow me to go to the other side here. Keep a relatively smooth turn. No, absolutely fucking not. It's disgusting. Why do you do that? Be nice. Is it that fucking hard? Fucking hate the way splines work in this game. It's like two different ways splines work in video games. And Trainz is using the more stupid one. This is where the platforms begin. I'm gonna put the spline point there. That's where the platforms end. Okay? So far, all is good. Obviously, this here is start to the station. Leave a bit more space between the tracks here. Where the platforms are supposed to be. Bring this back down to ground zero. This right here is the end. Of stations. What I'm gonna do is this. And align it so it works out in my favor. It obviously does not. That's perfectly okay. Because I'm gonna do this kind of modification on all of these tracks, because that's gonna just be better. Definitely want that to be like that. I want this to move that one align there, this one align there. I hate that it's not really working out, so I'm gonna have to do this. Simply cannot have it nice the easy way around. That does not look good. I think this will be better. No. We do it here. That works out better. By quite some margin. By quite a lot, actually. Let's do the same on this side. Now, the worst thing is trying to actually keeping it in a relatively exact same turn, which I already do not have that. What the fuck? I did not notice this. That's disgusting. That's a lot better. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna fix this area as well. Okay. I think that works out quite well. Okay. Now just to copy it on the other side with the other track. Okay, that works out. Now I know there's another track that like comes, yeah, here. That's an old abandoned yard disused, so I'm not gonna bother with that really. But the crossing is 3 tracks, so I am gonna at least do this. Bringing the track out a little. Past the crossing and straight out this way where it will just be a dead end. That's it. But there is another track coming in here, yes. Small industry-ish track that also has a spur out that way. What I hate about this is that it's basically yard leather. Try to make a yard leather out of this shit. Done. So I have to align this one a bit differently. But it basically does something like that. Much closer. I don't like the shape of this. It's not really fitting the what we've got there in real life. Another way to possibly remedy that a little is by doing this, by doing this, by further doing this, checking if this is good, yes, and then by doing this as well. that gives us a wonderful fitting junction. And that goes all the way to the platforms. So need to align that. That's where the platforms end. Just a little bit of an area for the crossing, pedestrian crossing at the end. And this ends before that. I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, that fits. That's good. That's relatively how it looks in real life, so I'm happy. Now then, we firstly get this track and then we have this track. Wonderful. Nice. So yeah, now just platforms in here and decorate the area around. Well, I've just mentioned like 90% of the work, but yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. It is still a little bit wobbly, which is good. I wanted that, but it's not as excessive as it was. Feels more natural now. I'm not sure if I like how far away this track is getting. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, where's the spline point? It's like here. Yeah, like that. Okay. Because these 4 tracks are electrified, this last one is not. So I don't really care about the position of this one, but I want these to be relatively common so that I have easier time doing the catenary on them. Second, thinking myself now about the spacing of the tracks here. Yeah, that's better. I'm happy with this outcome. Let's see here. Let's read the chat that I have neglected for the last half an hour. What section should be what? It should be electric. It should be. It should all be electrified. No, actually, because the one loading track that we've got, over here, this 5th one is not electrified, so the trains can be loaded. And neither is this little spur out into the old yard. But the main line, along with the station track, so all of these is electrified. Is there an embankment? Ugh, nah, it just sounds a bit disgusting. Can you disable the rotation? I can, but I figured that having them rotate is actually going to be easier. I find that with the rotating spy points, it helps if you spin the camera with the rotation. It's much less distracting that way. God damn it. If you weren't an eagle, would you consider yourself an osprey? No. Rather falcon. You never like the shite out of this. We'll be placing a warehouse today. No, and neither will I be placing a bush. Yeah, that's a great horror film novel title if I've ever read one. Warehouse. Oh no. Only it's full. Yes, 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 that was lovely. Oh, chattery time, yay! Shite shape, uh-huh. Also BRB, alright. But yeah, that's this. I feel happy with the progress. Let's bring in the river actually. Where did I cut it off? Ah, here. There we go. Okay. So, river. That's a bit of a size there, but okay, it's good. I have it weave left and right here a little. It's a bit further out over here, doesn't it? Yeah, as you enter the station. It belongs out a little. There we go. But yeah, this is definitely nice. It's coming along. Alright, let's prepare this area for mountainification. By smoothing the terrain like this, once you eventually raise it to give way for mountains, what this does is that basically you smooth it out enough that you don't get ugly shapes and ridges on top of the hill. Essentially, you don't transport this all the way into the sky, as you can see. You know, if you were to try to make a mountain with that, yeah. not really nice to have it there. So that's why I recommend firstly smoothing it out a little. This. This is essentially going to make your life a lot easier and nicer. A lot faster compared to some other methods of making slopes and smooth ground and stuff like that. To the point that I would consider this being the only way you can do this. Because of the fucking you have to go through otherwise. Anyways, I want to check. Yeah, there is. Okay, there is another river coming in here as well. And what I think I'm gonna do. You can tell that used to be a track there. It's relatively visible still. There's still some tracks over here along with the crane. Tracks used to go in here, probably along this warehouse. Inside the complex. Maybe all the way back here. But you can still see that this bridge here has tracks on it. Along with, you can still see some tracks going all the way here. There's like two bridges next to each other here and running alongside all the way to the station. If it wasn't abandoned, I would actually add it. But since it is abandoned, there's, yeah, I don't really feel or see the need of adding this kind of thing here. But I'm guessing that the tracks would have could have continued on. Not sure if they would. Probably not. Nah. There isn't anything here that would suggest tracks ever existed here. This probably was just an industrial spur for this area. Which makes more sense. But yeah, after this, I'm gonna do like this kind of style with more of a wider valley with some lower hills around down to this station. Let's just say it's gonna be like another 3 kilometers and then another 3 kilometers and you're gonna be entering the big station, Julina. Now I've been thinking about this station and how to build it, what to build. Cause yeah, it's currently just being reworked into something new. And since I have no idea how it's supposed to look like, I'm just gonna leave an empty space for the time being. So I'm gonna like build everything around it, but have this yard that they're working on be last, along with this yard. I'm gonna leave the tracks out for them, but I'm not gonna build anything there yet. Also, there's a line going out this way. Just a small little branch line. It ends here. Yeah. It's quite an industrial complex here, actually, looking at it. Well, the complex itself might be abandoned when it comes to railway. I think I'm gonna add it anyways, simply because it would be quite interesting to have this little like branch line here and just this factory. I think that would be nice. But yeah, other than that, I would say that's it for today. Trainz is back on the menu with streams. I'm not sure like how often I'm gonna be streaming it. So I might stream Trainz more frequently or less frequently depending on my mood, I guess. But it's definitely back on the menu, so you can expect more of it. And yeah, we've reached Krasno nad Kisucou today. We're gonna next time build 3 kilometers, get to Kisuckie Nowe Mesto and build that station. That's gonna be the next section, and then the next section is gonna be another 3 kilometers into Žilina. I say that's a good plan for the beginning. So this will basically give us like 9-kilometer main line to drive on, I guess. That's gonna be quite longer driving because of all the turns. But yeah, so far all good. Definitely hoping to continue. Gonna read the chat as well before ending. But yeah, King, I'm considering. I'll see it. I don't know, because that will basically require me to also unabandon this yard over here. But I guess it has 3 tracks, maybe 4, I don't know. Like, I would first need to look at how this looks now and how the tracks actually like went and like what to expect here. Because over here it seems that there are 3-track gantries. But I have no idea where they end. I think there's still 3-track gantries all the way to here. Yeah. It definitely wasn't electrified. But the 3-track gantry is definitely there because the 3rd track was basically next to these, to the main line. So yeah, I'll see. I guess I could do this. I will see about it. It's gonna be floating there in my mind. That's actually... Wait, what? Hold on. I just noticed. What's going on with the engines here? Is that like... That's 4 engines. That's class 131 and then 2 other locomotives. It's not a particularly long train. Could be heavy. But, I don't know what the gradient is on the line. So, yeah. Well, that's interesting. 4 engines, essentially, on this. It could be that these are not powered. Yeah, whatever. It's great. Maybe at the river, at the supervision, then go for a test drive. Maybe next time. Since it's fictionalized, maybe I'll see how. As I said, I'll see. I'll play around with that idea in my mind. I did back from the past. Woo! Elvis and Angelina are making comeback. Yep. Back to the menu. We are railroad tracks, Angelina Industrial District are making a comeback. That's just the yards. Looks like 3 tracks. Yeah, back. Welcome back. Maybe the train is expected to be longer. That's why maybe could be next time in 2-3 months. Ah, yes, absolutely. If you want to see something fun, let's go to the capital city. So us coming from basically northern Slovakia will be coming from like through Trnava. Now that's a relatively big yard. If we go out this way, there's a little branch line into a little yard. Is out, but this goes into this industrial area. Got quite the connections. It seems that some of them are still used. This one you can trace where the tracks have been, where they were going. You can see how it was all laid out over here, and the turns for them. When crossing all there, and yeah, tracks over here, and you can still see how it used to be. So that's a relatively big industrial area to consider making again. Along with this repair shop. um, yeah, I'll see. I mean, this is definitely gonna be here because, well, it's active. I would like to make this simply because of like the way the tracks are laid out and the complexity of it. But let's go to the capital city. We will be coming in from this direction. Along the main line, alright, everything nice. This is Bratislava Racha. We're starting to hit a bigger yard. This is a fun place when you look at all the tracks that are in here. You got line going here and there and over there and back and there. This is a museum over here. An active museum, open air museum. Some repair shops, some old abandoned repair shops. Some current active repair shops. Then basically a giant ass hump yard. That's still active, yes. Coming back to mainline with another smaller yard here, and then getting a mainline going south towards Hungary. And this over here is just the mainline going out this way. I like the plane imagery because this is all the same train. Wait, where is it? Here. This one? And then these two. It's the same train. The same consist. I love these kind of photos. But yeah. That was the top of the junction. If you go down a little, there's all where the crossovers are. And then there's another junction. And yeah. This is also fun. This is Bratislava Vinohrady. 2 main lines meeting. The northern and southern main line in this kind of station placement arrangement. With trams underneath as well. And another passenger station over here. Bratislava Predmestie. You can also see that this used to be a bit of industrial area, completely ruined and abandoned now. But you can still trace some tracks here and there. Not all of it is gone yet. There's still some tank cars and train cars here and there. So this is definitely going to be fun, interesting, hard to figure out and make, mainly because of all the vegetation here. So I'm gonna have to look for some maps to scout out the area. And yeah, then there is basically this. So the main line goes up through here. Here's the depot, the locomotive depot and passenger car depot. And behind this is the main station, which is an absolute clusterfuck of tracks and wires to try and make. So that's definitely gonna be absolute fun. And it goes in a tunnel. There's a small yard-ish here. There's another museum as well in that area somewhere. But taking the other lines, this one, there's one line stretching out here, going basically, yeah, there's a, oh, that's not what I wanted. Come on. They're going here to the city, basically. Here it ends. This is Bratislava Filialka. An old station, probably abandoned by now, not sure, most likely definitely is. But yeah, it just runs through the city there. And this here goes towards the harbor. This is Bratislava Nové Mesto, or Bratislava New City in English. Continuing on. This spur out here, this here, that's just a, that's the aviation, that's the airport, fuel, storage. That's here. But if we go down this way, I believe Polonskie Biskupice, yep. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is the line that goes out of the city. But there is a smaller split here, there's a small industrial area here. It turns back, loops back, and is one of the few old entrances to Slovnaft, the refinery. You can see it. It's just tracks lining this entire area. Just train cars and tank cars upon train cars and tank cars upon train cars and tank cars. So this is absolutely going to be a huge fucking mess to try and make. But yeah, this line, this is another entrance, the more used entrance. There's a small little container transfer yard there. Goes to this yard. Which... yeah, this is the Bratislava Ústredná nákladná stanica, which is like the central freight station. Though the yard, though, yeah, over here is like the transfer yard and all the stuff for the trains. And down here is like actual, like for the city mostly, with Slovnaft. That's the refinery. But yeah, there's this line going out here that ends here, but it used to continue. I think it went to this area possibly. Yeah, up through here. You can still see the tracks kinda, so it definitely went in here. This used to be all crisscross with tracks. There's this line that goes down to the harbor. So this area here. And then there is this line on the double-stacked bridge that goes across the river, goes out over here, comes to Bratislava Petržalka station, and this is basically like the border crossing station. And maybe you're asking yourself, border, but we're still in the city. Well, if you go out like few kilometers this way, well, not even that, like few kilometers, it's like, this is the city, this is the highway, right? People still live here, that's the border. These two crossings are the border. And then if you just go on, boom, you're in Austria. Welcome to Kice. So yeah, fun like that. But there is another line coming from here as well. Goes south along here. You can kind of see it, tracing it. Goes a bit further, and then boom, suddenly you are in Hungary. So yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to make all of this. Anyways, it's the end of the stream, so let me read the chat and see you goodbyes. We are yes, I have had lots of fun building my industry. I wish you just as much fun with yours. Mainly when you have one in every single city. Never knew these existed. Off to Brachis. I think I recognize this place from OGC. Yes, absolutely. What's that huge building with the orange roof by the giant hump yard? This, I'm guessing it's some kind of production warehouse. Not exactly sure what it is right now. I can look. But I believe it's a production warehouse. A giant ass hump yard. It's where the hemp is industrial, but yeah. You're gonna have to fictionalize this yard industry a lot given the scale you're working with. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's a company, Raven. I believe if you go into the street view here, they have some quite a locomotive in there actually. Hold on. Yeah, he's down here. Kinda hiding. But it's an old shunter. So yeah. But this is a public road literally next to this massive yard, and me, No Time, Yanni, Levy, and Margin are thinking about going to Railfen in this area. Hold on, where was the good place? It was a public access. Oh, here. This. Basically, because you can park your car over here, which is helpful. You have a main line over here, and you have the massive yard over there. Another possibility is, well, basically all of this here is public roads. I haven't been able to locate a single sign telling me otherwise, so you can just enter this area without any issues. But there is, I believe it was in this corner. Once it loads. Trams, please, please, please tell me C2.0 will have the AI tram still. Yes, yes it will. But the AI ones would be great. Like Tetras or something. Yep. That's the border? Yes. Do the fields in Austria look different than Slovakia? Yes. And it wants us to believe that there are huge toll stations on every border. Good evening and thanks for some trains. Looks like there's logs outside. Alright, production warehouse. Raven. Panel vents. Yeah, I can't. Okay, this doesn't seem to be loading for some reason. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that because this is loaded. So I'm just gonna show you where we were thinking. Was it up? No, it's not up. Wait, where was it? Oh, this is the road here. So this little road here that goes across with the one singular crossing, you can drive there. And this is basically what you have here is like the entrance to the big yard along with the main line splitting around and whatnot. So you're gonna have all kinds of traffic in here. So this is like a perfect, amazing place to rail fan at. Also, this little dirt road over here that goes across, that's also able to be reached. So yeah, definitely gonna be checking that kind of stuff out. But yeah, anyways. Maybe that mobile inclusion just nice. Oh, you can drive there. Yes. But yeah, I think that's enough for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, check out Le Paradise, Le Kengo as well if you're interested for some more stuff. Follow, subscribe, like, and yeah, have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, whatever, wherever, whenever. And yeah. Bye bye. Oh, wait, hold on. Anyway, good night, and I'm looking forward to OpenDDD. Please do let us know if you need help with renaming. Alright. I'll still need to check the map if it's all good. So yeah. Yep. Thank you. Bye bye.